Here's where I've been doing a lot of my work, my soldering station. These things are really great. These are magnetic. Oops. And this is a box full of them, and you take them out of there and they stick on there and they can hold your wire. It's good stuff. I keep starting to make these projects like this one, and I don't have enough wire. I bought this kit here for Arduino, which is the most complete. It's by Anycubic, and as it says, it's the most complete starter kit for Uno R3 project. And there's some great stuff in here. I remember I got this on sale over Prime Day along with the Arduino, and it wasn't much, but there's some really cool stuff in there. And I flipped that upside down so that I can see what all components are in it now. And I moved some others around. I actually had a lot of electrical components from long ago. I used to build airplanes, model airplanes, like real ones. And so I had all sorts of screws and servos. I've been working with servos my whole life, and so I'm not unfamiliar with this. And I had a bunch of these LED lights, this box I'm keeping jumpers in. Now I had to buy more jumpers, so I'm waiting on those. I was making a project a day, and that was pretty easy. I advanced out of it pretty quickly. And now I just sort of started buying stuff. I keep wondering how I'm going to do this. I don't want to write a long blog about what I'm doing, because not people really aren't that interested in it. But I do want to keep a record for it, at least for myself, of what all this stemmed from. That box right there with all those drawers was something I used growing up, and I kept model airplane wheels and certain just little parts and things in it. I just cleaned it out and cleaned it all up, and that's what I'm using now. It's about to be filled up. I found this thing today, which is actually a camera in it, and I can hook my phone up to it, and it will follow my face around. I'm not really there yet. I was playing around with it earlier. It's pretty fun. That might work, but my problem is, as you can see, I make these videos and I can't flip this camera around to face myself. So you're hearing me talk, but you're not seeing me, which is not the best as far as camera work goes. Anyway, so as you can see, and I've been taking things apart. This is off an old helicopter. These little little motors I got from a helicopter that they're magnetized. They kind of stick in each other. But anyway, just salvaging stuff out of that. As you can see, this thing used to be blue. It's or at least dark purple, wasn't that lavender. Anyway, I 3D printed that. I used to be way into 3D printing. I 3D printed this box too with my daughter. I used to be into 3D printing big time, and I'm getting to that. I started running out of wires, and so I got on Alibaba and started ordering just a ton of wires, and because I just need them. These jumper cables is what they're called. These things, those are DuPont, but you need, some of them need to be male to male, male to female, female to female, blah blah blah. You get like 16 or so of them with this kit, but I need more already, because I'm trying to hook things up like this one, where I've got two displays, a display there, and I'm going to put up another display on it and use a potentiometer to control a current, and I'm going to use this to control the stepper motor, and it's going to tell me how many RPMs, and it's going to tell me the power used and all sorts of stuff on those. Anyway, I need more wires. I got to that point, and that's as far as I could go. And I have done that with a couple of projects now, so I'm bumping my head up against the wall of the ceiling. And so I sent off for a ton of stuff. I ordered probably 45 things, just components, bags of components. Some of these things have like 125 pieces in them, so I'm going to be set. I've been researching what I need, what most important parts are, and I'm making a spreadsheet to keep track of how many I have, what they are, so I don't lose them. Because once you start getting all these things, you start losing the pieces. There's just tons of these little parts, you know. a ton of them, and I'm about to get a lot more. So what I was getting frustrated with, and while I was trying to figure out, because I'm building all this stuff and I couldn't figure out a way to hold it all. If I'm doing things with motors, these motors bounce all over the place. There's no way to secure it. And so I started looking online, and I was like, God, I used to have 4 3D printers. I had a Prusa Mini Plus and this Anycubic. I had a couple of Anycubic ones. That's what I started with. And I got a Kobra, and I loved it. And I've still got the parts. These are actually boards out of 2 Anycubic. You can see the name brand there. I had some printers, and I used to work on them. And this is long ago when these 3D printers, they were so unrefined and crude compared to what you can get today. It is just hilarious. The work that I used to have to do on these things myself while communicating with people in China who are on the other side of the world, literally. So time was a factor, the language was a factor, and we're trying to do highly technical things together via internet. It was just a mess, and you don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. I was just laughing at how much it's progressed. That was back in the mid 2000s, I guess, late 2000 or 2010s. So it wasn't even that long ago, but even from 10 years ago, it's totally different. And that's one reason I'm making this video too. It's to kind of preserve this because it goes so fast. It's nothing like what it was when I was learning this stuff. I had those printers, and they were stolen in Louisville along with like everything I owned. But they stole. I was so mad, man. I had so much customized gear on those things. So anyway, let's see here. I've also found this Raspberry Pi. Look at that. But I have a Raspberry Pi 2 Model B, which it's not anything like that Arduino. And I also have some Nanos coming, and I've ordered some more Arduinos. Those are pretty cool. Arduinos are like controlling mechanical things like motors and switches and sensors. A lot of this is sensors in there, all sorts of sensors. But the Raspberry Pi is like a little computer. So they're nothing alike, but you can use this to control that and do Internet of Things and all sorts of fun little projects. Anyway, so I want to do that, but I just need a lot more stuff, and I'm waiting for it to get here. Like I said, I ordered a ton of it from Alibaba, which is so cheap. It's easy to get carried away on there when things are 99 cents and $1.20 for this, and next thing you know, you got 45 things in your basket like me. But I should be good to go as soon as that stuff rolls in from China. It's going to take a little while, a couple of weeks, for it all to get here. Some of it's coming from Amazon. But what I was thinking was, there's so much in this little, I'm falling down a rabbit hole, I can already tell, because I like to stay busy. I like to build things like this, and I haven't had the opportunity where I am. The last couple of months, all I've been doing has been repairing things. I haven't been creating or producing or building things. I've just been going on repairing them, and it's driving me crazy. I need to produce and getting something for my money here. I'm not getting it. Even all my guitars, that's all I have now is my guitar and my ukulele. All my guitars were stolen too. It was just a mess. So I was thinking, what kind of, I need something to hold this, and I can envision what I need. Something that has kind of spikes on it that are probably about 1.5 inches tall, that are every so often on a board. And because all these components, as you can see, they have these holes in them, you can put them up on little pillars and screw them in. But there's got to be a way to 3D print a container for that, especially by now. When I was doing 3D printing the last time, there were a ton of things, but it was really buggy, and you're having to do your own coding, Linux, and go through all these protocols, and nothing was automatic. There were no cameras on 3D printers or anything. You had to set all that up yourself. So I got very good at technical things. So but they're just so expensive. But anyway, point being, I finally broke down today and bought myself another Kobra. It's a Kobra 3 Anycubic. Got a great deal on it. Got a combo, so it has different, like a container, a drying container where you can keep different spools. It'll print up to like 8 colors at a time. That's crazy to me. Anyway, it's like so nice. It has so much stuff, and it's considered middle range. But those Kobras are solid. They print right out of the box. You don't have to mess with them. When I first got it, I got an Anycubic Mega S, I think it was. That was so long ago, because I'm sure it was version 1. And I had to practically build that thing myself, and nothing was on it. It was always going out of calibration. The thing was so wonky, and but I learned how to do all sorts of things with 3D printers. It was just amazing, because I had to get it to work. So I learned a lot about it, and what I learned is you don't need to know all that stuff. It helps. It's like driving a car. It helps if you know how a car works. But these days you don't really need to know it. But anyway, I got to know it really well, and I just decided, it's better to have something that works that you don't have to mess with, and it's fun to learn, but it's not fun to be messing with it all the time. And especially, like I said, all I'm doing around here is repairing things as it is. So the reason I keep pointing over here is because this was my toolbox for my 3D printing stuff, and I still have it. They didn't take this, but I've got all my gear up here. Nozzles. I ordered some more nozzles, but I got everything I need up here. And inside, I'm not going to open it, but anyway, you get it. I got a ton of 3D printing stuff, so I don't have to buy it all. So that's going to save me a lot of money, and I'm going to be up and ready to go with that 3D printer. I'm going to print all kinds of stuff for using this Arduino and Raspberry Pi. But I'm already thinking of just a ton of things. So stay tuned. Hopefully that printer will be here this week. A couple other things will be here this week. I'll set it up and we'll get going. I'm not going to be making many Arduino projects between now and then, because like I said, I don't have all the gear I need right now to go any further. Kind of built everything I can with any complexity, I guess. It's not very rewarding to build just a flashing LED or something like that. I want to build stuff that actually does things with motors and switches and sensors and things like that. So I plan to start posting that. I got to learn Fusion 360. I know these CAD programs fairly well because I tried them all out. They're all new when I started, and so I was trying to figure out which one was the best, Blender or Tinkercad or FreeCAD or SolidWorks or whatever. I tried them all, and they're all kind of similar. Blender is more for animation and things like that, and it's a little more complicated than anything else. But I think Fusion 360 Autodesk is going to be the best bet this go around. So I will be learning Fusion 360 this week as much as I can until everything gets here. And I'm going to start modeling up my own stuff and building it. The time has come. So that's where I am, and stay tuned.